Dance beautifully in the box that you are comfortable dancing in. Everybody's box is different. My box was to be extremely ambitious within the sport of basketball. Your box is different than mine. Everybody has their own. It's your job to try to perfect it and make it as beautiful of a canvas as you can make it. And if you have done that, then you have lived a successful life. You have lived with Mamba mentality. It's just a matter of what's important to you. And what's important to you, for whatever reason, I felt like I didn't feel good about myself if I wasn't doing everything I could to be the best version of myself. If I felt like I left anything on the table, it would eat away at me. I wouldn't be able to look myself in the mirror. Right? So the reason why I can retire now and be completely comfortable about it, because I know that I've done everything I could to be the best basketball player I could be. I had to do that because, I growing up in Italy, when I first moved over there, it was, I didn't speak Italian, I didn't have any friends. I had the game of basketball, and through sport and playing soccer, I was able to make friends and build connections. But it was a lot of time spent alone. And when I came back to the States, I wasn't the most athletic kid. I was really scrawny, like really, really skinny, and had like major knee issues because I was growing. So I was the dorky kid with high socks and big old knee pads. I had to look long term because in the here and now, I couldn't compete with these kids. I had to look at it from a long term because I wasn't going to give up on the game. Right. So I had to say, okay, this year, I'm going to get better at that. Next year, this, and then so forth and so on. And then patiently, I was able to catch them. And it's just piece by piece, and it's the consistency of the work. Monday, get better. Tuesday, get better. Wednesday, get better, right? And you do that over a period of time, not like 1 month or 2 months. I mean, it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, and then you can get to where you want to go. Every kid, every person has the ability to put one foot in front of the other, right? So like if you're saying, okay, I'm going to climb Mount Everest, you're at the bottom of the mountain and you look up and you're going, oh, I'm not going to climb Mount Everest, right? But if you break it down into sections and you just 1 foot in front of the other, 1 step at a time, next thing you know, you're at the top of the mountain.
Still waiting for a big smile out of you. You're up 2-0. What's the story? Are you not happy, or you're only half happy, or?
Still to be happy about.
You're up 2-0.
Job's not finished. Job finished? I don't think so.
Okay.
If you can have that kind of focus, you can't help but to have a certain level of obsession or attention to detail. The obsessiveness is having attention to detail for the action that you are performing at the time you're performing it. Whatever you're doing at that moment is what you're doing at that moment. Obsessiveness just comes from something that you love. Like, you really love it, you'll go through fire for it. You'll go through the ups and downs with it, and you'll just keep at it because you love it so much. It's a constant quest. It's an infinite quest. Every day, you're trying to become better, trying to be the best version of yourself. You're out running on the track, working out, and you start talking to yourself saying, man, my knee is really sore right now. Man, my lungs are burning. Maybe I can just slow down here. I'll do like an extra 2 sets tomorrow. It'll be okay. That stuff's dangerous. And that's when you just gotta say, you know what? I'm not negotiating with myself. The deal was already made. The deal was made. When I set out at the beginning of the summer and said, this is the training plan I'm doing, I signed that contract with myself. I'm doing it. You can't shortchange yourself, right? So if I let him get away with that, right, all of a sudden he starts, maybe he'll cheat something over here, right? Not give his best over here, not give his best over here. And as years go on, he's not going to reach his full potential because he's been taking these little shortcuts that just add up. And you can't let that happen. Like, you're always going after it, always going after it, always going after it. And if there's a challenge that ensues, oh, good, I want to see how I stack up to that. So go after it. I just looked at it as, I want to be one of the best basketball players who've ever played. That's the end goal. Okay, how do I get there? How do I get there? And every decision I made in my life was centered around process of helping me eventually get there. So I had that purpose. And once I had that purpose, every decision that I made was centered around that purpose. I think the greatest fear that we face is ourselves, actually. I think it's not anything that's external or anything that's superficial. I think the greatest fear you face is yourself, because we all have dreams, and it's very scary sometimes to accept the dream that you have. And it's scarier still to say, okay, I want that. It's scary because you're afraid that if you put your heart and soul into it and you fail, then how are you going to feel about yourself? Right? So being fearless means putting yourself out there and going for it. No matter what, go for it. You're just constantly, feeding that flame and learning. And the best way to do that is to learn from the people who have done it. And if anything, it helps you remember that they are human, just like us.
Yeah.
These great things that get accomplished can be accomplished by others and beyond. Because you realize they're people just like us. They made mistakes just like us. And they kept going. And we can do the same.